Great, we're on to our last topic here. This is number 5. I've never seen cars in America become so expensive. I've never seen loans so many years out now, so you're praying your car doesn't break down because you still got to make that monthly payment, and now you're worried about a $500, a $1,000, a $2,000 car repair on top of that monthly payment. So just talk to me a little bit about new and used cars and what you think here. How long is too long for financing, first of all? Because even if it's a decent interest rate like it used to be, now we're locking into 7 and 8% interest rates if you're lucky on a used or new vehicle.
Right. Great question. And again, it's with the inflation, everything's gone up. Like, you look at, I drive a truck. So you look at, 4 or 5 years ago, the same truck would have been maybe 29,000. Now it's 60,000, the same exact deal. And so, you're looking at most car loans there. I think they top out at seven years or so. Again, I would look at your budget and say, hey, what do we want to pay? Of course, the longer the note, the longer the time, the smaller the note. But if you can find a way to pay that thing off in 3-4 years, or making some extra payments along the way, by all means, go for it. Because locking in at a high interest rate over that long time frame is going to take a lot of money out of your pocket over that time frame.
Rojo,
And so,
yeah, go ahead.
no, that's kind of where I was going to end, is just looking at the time and looking at the interest that you're going to pay over that time frame. Make sure you're taking into account for that.
A lot of Americans don't know about splitting the payments, and just by paying half, stopping the interest for the 15 days of the month, by satisfying that amount, you can almost, if you had a 5 or 6 year note, you can shave maybe a year off that by paying the exact same amount of money. It requires the extra step, but nowadays with auto drafts and everything else, you can tell your bank to do those things for you, right?
Oh yeah, splitting the payments, paying twice a month. That was something that I learned 2 years ago now, that I was just like, oh wow, I didn't even know. And so, being a financial advisor, that's kind of crazy. I was just like, well, man, I could have paid off a couple of cars a lot sooner. But you know, the technology we have now is absolutely amazing. That you can go in and call your bank, say, hey, take this money out on the 15th, then the next payment on the 30th. And it's, back in the day, it was just like, hey, take a check up to the bank or however it was, or to the car dealership or whatever. But and then paying a little extra if you want to do one of those one payment a month. If your car note's 500, pay 550. Just a little bit, and just kind of let that roll over the time, and you'll knock some time off of it as well, or knock some interest off of it as well.
Rojo, I've always jokingly said, whenever a car gets paid off, it just seems to drive a little bit smoother. It just makes me a lot happier going down the road in a paid off vehicle.
Oh yes.
But Dave Ramsey says only millionaires should drive brand new cars in America. What do you think about that? And the idea that EVs are now on average $20,000 more. So you're not going to pay the maintenance on the car, and maybe not even the gas, but to purchase a $70,000 or $80,000 automobile is just incredible.
Well, the thing with the EV, and it's something that's very intriguing to, I know for me, is that all of the savings that they talk about with gas and this, you make up more than that, and just the cost of the car in general. And so Dave Ramsey has some really good financial advice. I don't really want to say advice, but he's got some really good talks about, or information about finances. The new versus used car deal I think it's more of a personal preference. Now, for me, if you want to save some money, if you're in the saving money aspect of your life, used car, about definitely. A lot of the times, enterprise or rental cars, I've learned this over my time, is those guys don't even let you rent out a car unless it's like new. So what you're getting from an Enterprise or a Hertz or something like that, it's a used car, but it's basically the mileage and everything may be high, but it's a brand new car. And so maybe looking there, if you're in the market for a car, you may be looking $10,000-15,000 cheaper than what you may find on the lot. But new cars, a lot of people may look at it and say, you know what, I'm not buying anybody else's problem. And so we're getting a brand new car. It's my car. There's no miles on it. That's, again, it's more of a personal preference. Myself, I don't like to spend a lot of money. I'm a used car guy. That's just me.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that they say, you know what, I may not want to purchase this car. May have had some issues in the past, so I'm just going to go ahead and go brand new and pay that extra money for without having any issues. So
correct, and maybe they do that because of the comfort they feel from a warranty. Do you
exactly.
recommend an extended warranty on a used car?
Oh yeah, I wish you guys could meet my wife because she doesn't buy anything without a warranty. That's just that's just her. But I've come to learn that with the warranties and the maintenance and all of those things, if you can pay the little bit extra up front, it saves you tons of money down the road. Most times when you buy a new car or even a used car, depending on the dealership, they may offer it. You may be talking 10, $15 a month. But if you look at oil changes now, even they're up, they're $100+ on the, where they used to be 30 or 40. And so you're paying that $10, $15 a month, and you're getting 3 or 4 oil changes a month or maintenance deals a month, and you're saving, hundreds of dollars just on that.
And
So
I'll
that's
tell you what,
something to look into.
it is. And I go by a place like Discount Tire. I mean, they are
Yes.
always busy. Somebody's
Yep.
always needing new tires. I mean, those cars,
Sir.
we're driving our cars longer and longer as Americans too, right?
Right. Yep. The world has definitely gotten smaller with the advancement in technology and all of these things. And so we're traveling further and meeting people and traveling for whatever the reason. People are always on the road. And so that business is never going to go out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Rojo, thanks for taking time with us today. Sure appreciate it. My best to your family.